A question that pops up very often in our Little Data customer conversations is, how do we see product conversion rate in GA4? Now, given that Google Analytics 4 tries to be so many things to so many different users, it's sometimes tricky to pull out a very important, if not critical, metric like this when it comes to e-commerce stores. In this video, I'm going to show you several approaches to this problem, and by the end of it, you will know exactly how to pull out conversion rates for particular products, and then how to understand nuances between different types of conversion rates that we're going to talk about. So here we are in one of the forums on Shopify community where people talk about per product conversion rates, or how do I see session conversion rate for individual products. Anyway, we're going to use Google Merchandise Store, and I already created several explorations where I'm going to show you the product-based conversion rate. But have in mind, when you use Little Data for tracking your Shopify e-commerce store, it tracks 100% of your purchases because it picks them up on Shopify server versus using browser tracking, and the calculated metric is based off of an accurate number of purchases happening on your Shopify store. So here we see a list of item names, and then you see items viewed and items purchased. If you're experienced, you could understand pretty easily that, this product has around 3% conversion rate, and then the other one has slightly more because it has more purchases with less items viewed. But here we run into a first question, which is traffic or volume that each individual product has. Because if we were looking only at the percentages, conversion rate given by percentage, you would see something different. You would see results that do not take into account the volume of how many times each product has been viewed. So practically, if one item has been viewed twice and purchased twice, it would have 100% conversion rate, but in reality, it didn't contribute that much to your bottom line because it's just two purchases. Now, Google went a step further, and they created a calculated metric and called it conveniently items purchased to items viewed rate. I don't know why they set it up to be a currency. Now we're in a different tab, and if you see here, you would, in your own GA4 account, you would go to custom definitions and define your own calculated metric by dividing number of each item being purchased by how many times it has been viewed. I don't know why Google analysts defined it as a currency unit, but it's just a mistake. We're gonna disregard it. If I was creating this on my own property, I would multiply this number by 100 because it would give me a more granular look into the exact value of this conversion rate, and you're gonna see it super fast here. You remember what I was talking about, the volume? So you see Google Unisex Echo T Black. This product has been viewed very few times. It has been viewed only twice, but when we look at how many times it has been purchased 1.9 thousand times, which is why we're seeing this very unnatural number here. And when you take into account the volume, this is the same table that we just created, but it's sorted by items viewed volume. So when you look at the Super G Marine Layer Banks hoodie, it has around 3% product conversion rate. Now, if you multiplied this number by 100 and put it as a standard unit of measurement, you would see a percentage here, and it would say, 3 point something. And for this one, it would say 4 point something, because it would practically divide number of purchases by number of items viewed and multiply by 100. So it would be way more granular here, as opposed to, seeing just the rounded percentage here. Now, a very useful and practical way to see these numbers and to understand these insights is to use a scatter plot graph. Now, I want you to take a look at this here. On the x-axis, we're seeing the number of items viewed, and then on the y-axis, the value is items purchased. So you can easily see a product that has been seen many times but not purchased that often, whereas with this product is quite opposite. It has been viewed not that many times, but it has been purchased constantly. So I would say that these products here are winners. Obviously, they could have been added to cart from some collection page, so it adds another layer of complexity to this report. But analyst's job is complex, and it's their duty to unravel these mysteries. So this outlier here is the Google Unisex Echo T Black, which has been viewed only twice but purchased almost 2,000 times. So this visualization here would clearly give you an insight into which products have a tendency to be purchased more often when people see them. And I usually think about imaginary diagonal here, which would put each product that's above it into something that has a quality ratio between items viewed and purchased, and those products that are below it have room to improve, so to speak. But practically, if these products here are viewed many times but not purchased that many times, you gotta ask yourself why. Now, you can filter this report saying, I don't want to see products that have been viewed less than 2,000 times, so I want only those who are heavily viewed. So we will get rid of this quadrant here by applying this filter, and you will practically change the ratio between these two axes here and have more granular insight into what's happening. So we were speaking about product level items being purchased and items being viewed. It doesn't take into account single users and the frequency of the product being seen by a single user before being purchased by that very user. If we want to talk about user conversion rates, two-step funnel, which we have a separate video on, is the best technique that you can employ in GA4. Now, two-step funnel, just like its name says, is a report, a funnel exploration, and then when you define steps, you say view item in the first step and then the purchase in the next one. For now, I'm gonna get rid of this one and gonna go back to the one that I created previously. So it's just what I explained. View item is the first step, purchase is another step. Unfortunately, when you put these two events in sequence here, GA4 does not allow you to break it down by item name, so giving page title as breakdown dimension to this funnel will surface how each one of these products perform when we look at the user scope. So this one here, which is Chrome Dino Sweater, converts this many users out of 3.5 thousand that has started this funnel who practically saw this product. So you scroll down here further. We are going to expand this to 15 products. It's very important to note here that the order of these page titles, which is our breakdown dimension, will propagate throughout the entire funnel. That's the property of GA4. So we're having just another step. Have in mind that the purchases are going to be measured in the same order of page titles that was defined in the first step by the sort that's being applied here, which is how many times each one of these page titles has been viewed by individual users. Now, if you wanted to drill deeper into this report, you can say session medium has to be, for example, CPC, and then you're going to see how do your paid campaigns perform when it comes to user conversion rate versus just every traffic source out there. I hope that you will start using the techniques we learned in this video immediately, and that you will create the reports, similar to the ones that we just did, because understanding specific product conversion rates is crucial for, advertising efforts and also optimizing your website according to the season campaign or whatever drives your success. And also comparing to the publicly available benchmarks is easier when you know which number are you looking at and how did you get to it. Hope that you liked it, and see you in another video very soon.